Your boy is back on like a dirty thong.
I paid $50 for a 2-bedroom for my family of 6. With the help of your tax dollars. Thank you very much.
Just got home and this letter was in the mail. I just lost my housing, y'all.
What did you expect? Big back Betty. Big back Betty. Bam-ba-lam. Big back Betty. Bam-ba-lam. Man, go wild. Bam-ba-lam. Hey, first of all, I just want to say thank you guys for the well wishes. Thank you guys for the well wishes. I was feeling like absolute yesterday, and all the comments. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Did you guys like the switch up of the fit? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the chat. Should I start switching up? Maybe we'll do like casual Mondays, or maybe we'll start doing casual Fridays or something like that. I don't know, chat.
From DHS today. They're trying to tell me that I have to sell my 2024 Range Rover that I just bought. Okay, I put $10,000 down on this car, my dream freaking car. And they're trying to tell me if I don't sell it, because this is...
Chat, yes, I know this lady is satire. A lot of you guys are like, oh, she's rage bait. I know this. I always say this, though. She's making fun of something that's actually, there's some validity to this. That's why it's so funny.
Considered a big asset. If I don't sell
always say this, though. Donde está your top teeth?
it, get rid of it. I will lose my $4,000 in food stamps, my $2,000 in cash assistance, my Section 8, my disability, and my kid's disability. So pretty much, if you are on government benefits, you can't drive nice things.
Yeah, you shouldn't be able to drive a Porsche. You shouldn't be able to drive anything luxury, bro. If you're on, you know, Section 8, EBT, anything like that, bro. I've got a new philosophy, or I've got a new plan for food stamps. In chat, let me know if you agree with this. Put a 1 in the chat if you do. I think all food stamp food should be in MRE form. MREs. All the food stamp food you can get is MREs. Wouldn't that be hilarious? And all the Section 8 housing would be like hostels. It would just be beds in a massive room, almost like prisons are, you know, when it's just a massive room full of beds, bunk beds. That's what it would be. So you want free housing? Cool, no big deal. You get to live with the, you know, the homeless people, right? In the homeless shelters with all the beds everywhere. Cool. You get you a little room or a little hotel. And then you want free food, you get MREs. I almost biggity bet you that if we did that, people would stop being on Section 8 and stop wanting free food, because they'd be like, this food sucks. Oops, sorry.
Southern states in the month of November, yes, the federal government just reported that the southern states will not be receiving food stamp benefits or Section 8 benefits in the month of November. And I have mixed emotions about this, because I know some people really, really need this assistance. But at the same time, most motherfuckers is just abusing the system. Most motherfuckers do really need this. They just go out having motherfucking kids just so they can draw motherfucking food stamps. And nobody told y'all to lay down with all these motherfucking deadbeat baby daddies and keep having all these motherfucking kids and knowing they wasn't gonna help you fucking take care of them or support them, but you was just doing it to get motherfucking government benefits.
It's so true. I say this, man. We have subsidized single motherhood, where now women would rather marry the government than marry a man. It's truly the fall of society. It's the moral decay of society, where women would be like, well, why would I get with a man when I could just have a bunch of kids with a bunch of other men? Because here's the thing. If you do the math right, you get 20% of a man's income for child support, right? But if you have multiple kids with him, that number really doesn't go up. So if you have 5 baby daddies and you're getting 20% of all of their income, you're actually going to make more money than if you have 5 kids with one man. It's truly sad. The system's broken. It really is.
Literally could go get a job and actually afford unsubsidized rent, not being subsidized by the taxpayer. You could go do that. You are literally choosing not to because you want to build your business. Why the are you allowed to leech off the taxpayer?
I'm not leeching off of anybody,
yes,
and I have tried.
You're a liar!
Then what are you doing? I call these people that are on Section 8 and food stamps for more than a year, you're a parasite.
Tried what?
I actually, my last job, I had a really bad situation.
Tell.
Where I was interviewing men in particular, and every time I got on the screen with them, they got their little willies out and started whacking him.
Baby girl, that sounds like you was on chat roulette. You weren't interviewing people, bro. You were just like, what was that? What's that one called? Chat monkey? I can't remember what it's called.
I'm trying.
What's your try?
I have plans on finding a job.
And this is just another
Good Lord, I have plans on finding a job. I'm not gonna find one. I have plans on finding one. Love it.
Shopping today, and for the first time ever, I had to use my debit card instead of my EBT card. It was honestly a humbling experience. You know how hard it was to actually have to pay attention to the prices? What was new to me as well was having to actually look at the prices. So before, I used to be able to just grab it and throw it in the cart, random it, things that I need, things that I don't need, I just throw it in the cart. But now I have to actually pay attention to the prices. And I honestly didn't realize how expensive it was. Budgeting really sucks. So now, instead of being able to buy cookies and chips and candy and sodas, now I actually have to buy food. I can't be buying snacks anymore. No more name brand stuff. Everything has to be great value. You wanna know how much these were? $1.98. No more Doritos, no more Fritos, no more, none of that. But like I said, very, very humbling experience, you know?
I mean, I can tell by your neck that you're gonna be okay doing the generic stuff. Maybe miss a couple meals, might be fine.
Now I gotta get used to budget.
I was gonna say this, chat. So I was sick yesterday. I don't know if you guys caught yesterday's episode. But one way to get a nice clean cut on the body fat is be sick for a day, bro. I lost like 3 pounds yesterday because I just didn't eat.
And buying things that I actually need.
I mean, yeah, I think this woman explained it perfectly. All she has to do is get used to budgeting and actually...
Yeah, I mean, God forbid you got to be an adult and budget your own money. That's insane, right? I'm pretty sure almost everybody here works. Now, I do have an exception for people that can't work. Maybe they're disabled, things like that. I completely understand. But for most people, if you're able-bodied, both your legs work, your brain works, both your arms work, you can talk and walk, bro, you should be working.
Rent somebody's gonna have to pay here if they're not on Section 8.
For a 2-bedroom apartment, it will be $3,500.
And do you think Section 8 kind of incentivizes people to stay poor? That way they can stay inside of the brackets to get the cheap housing?
I will say so. It got to be another way. I'll say so. But however, we need Section 8 to survive. Otherwise, how can we do it? And if we make a certain amount of money, a little bit of money, more money, then we don't get that support.
Yes.
And it's hard.
It's kind of like twisted because if you do well, then you're going to be paying more. But if you
That's crazy.
If you pay,
I have a bachelor's
less.
degree in clinical psychology. If I go to work, a regular job, I won't be getting any help. I could only come out here whenever I got a little time to make extra money to survive.
What's a good day of business like out here?
I'm not going to respond to that.
No, we can't do that for taxes, right? We can't do that for taxes,
No,
right?
I didn't say that.
Now, there's a reason why this lady, despite having a college degree, is working on the streets only accepting cash, and that's because of what's called the poverty trap. And you must understand this about government benefits in Section 8. They were designed to help low-income families afford housing, but there's a catch. Let's say you're a single mom in New York City making $30,000 a year, you qualify for Section 8, and maybe you're only paying $500 a month for rent while the government covers the rest. But the moment your income rises, maybe you get a raise or a better job, the system starts taking away your benefits, your rent goes up, and if you make too much money, you lose Section 8 entirely, which means if you go from making $30,000 to $45,000, you might actually not feel richer because you're actually losing money because you'll have to pay market value for rent, making you actually poorer than you were just making $30,000 a year. So you stay poor, you keep your housing, you try to level up, and suddenly you're punished. This is why it's called the poverty trap, and politicians know that this is a way to control the people. If you make more money, you lose your benefits. They silently say, stay poor and we'll provide for you, but don't worry, we will still blame the rich for keeping you poor.
The fact that that woman had a degree...
Yeah, the whole blame the rich stuff, and it's always the rich people blaming, you know. I saw this clip. Let's see if I can't find it, dude. It about made my blood boil. It was a clip of Odell Beckham talking about how am I supposed to build generational wealth when I'm only, you know, making $8 million a year. I'm like, what? It was insane. Okay, here, I'll play this clip for you guys. This clip right here.
If I didn't have $1 in my account right here today as we speak, I'm gonna be straight for the rest of my life. No question, right? I don't think everybody is in that. And when you've sacrificed your whole life to get here and you're like, yeah, I played 10 years in the league. And I always explain this to people, I'm like, bro, you give somebody a 5-year, $100 million contract, right? What is it really? It's 5 years for 60. We're getting taxed. Do the math, that's 12 a year, you know, that you have to spend, use, save, invest, flaunt, like whatever, however, just being real. I'm gonna buy a car, I'm gonna give my mama a house, I'm gonna do, everything costs money. So if you spending $4 million a year, that's really
okay.
$40 million over 5 years, 8 a year.
Let's just pause that right there. Odell, you're talking about spending $4 million a year. There's the problem right there. I hate it when rich people like this, rich people like this, be like, how am I supposed to build generational wealth if I'm only making $12 million a year and, $4 million a year for fun and all this, and you're only saving $8 million a year. How am I supposed to build generational wealth with that? Are you kidding me?
$4 million a year, that's really $40 million over 5 years, 8 a year, And now you start breaking down the numbers, it's like, that's a 5-year span of where you're getting $8 million. Can you make that last forever? And you always hear the people who ain't us and ain't been in the position, like, oh, well, that would last a lifetime. If I didn't have...
Yeah, it would last a lifetime. The problem with guys in the league is they're so out of touch with reality, and the fact that, you can't make $8 million last. I could make $8 million last a lifetime. Chat, put a 1 in the chat if you agree. I could be rich for the rest of my life. Now, would I be wealthy? Probably not, but I would be rich for the rest of my life if I had $8 million. $8 million for the rest of my life. Because the thing is, you could put $5 million of it in a high-yield savings account or stocks and bonds and ETFs, whatever you want to do. Get a financial planner, move that money around how you want. You could probably buy a $500,000 house. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. And $500,000 is a lot. The house I live in right now is $200,000, 1,200 square feet, 3.2. I could afford $1 million home, but I'm not going to, chat. You want to know why? Because it's a waste of money. Why? I live in a tiny house, bro. 1,200 square feet. I bet some of y'all's apartments are bigger than this. It's not a big crib. It's not a big crib. But the problem is with these people that are super rich is they think that, how do you make $8 million? Bro, I haven't spent $4 million in my entire life probably. And you're spending that a year? Your problem is the spending. It's not the money that you're making. It's your spending habit. Those are the problems.
Work 40 hours a week, 9 to 5.
I don't want to.
There it is. Government, Kansas, Missouri, take away her food stamps right now. Did you just hear that? Take them away. I'm not even kidding.
I will
You
say,
don't want to? F you. That
no,
is not
really
a choice.
Don't want to.
Huh?
I don't want to.
Then that is not fair. That is not a choice.
Unreal.
Subsidies should be there and even more for those who cannot. You can, and you're choosing not to because you do not want to. And I knew the more and more I pushed on it, we would find out that you're doing this because you want to. Straight up, not because you can. Using ADHD and autism? Yes. Is he able to communicate with other people?
Yes.
Okay, then I don't want to hear it.
Maybe.
They're all getting diagnosed with this. If he's able to communicate with people and he's able to do things, and you're right, he probably didn't need the accommodations that you're thinking based on everything you're telling us. The more information is unlocked, the more we're finding out he could probably just go to school.
Well, he is back in regular school now because he was missing things that should have been taught when he was in kindergarten and first grade.
Who fucking thought?
And we needed help filling those holes.
Well, you would make more money, by the way, getting a babysitter that could watch 2 hours between school and you getting home. And you going and actually making money like a fucking adult. 31? What a joke.
I know.
It's crazy how throughout...
Wow, 31 years old. I know we got some people here that are that age. It's insane, bro. The leeching, the parasitic behavior of these people is... Ugh.
It's on the CNN News. So the month of November, they told all the southern states to hold back Section 8 and their EBT benefits, okay? So that means that no Thanksgiving and no Christmas, okay?
Okay, all right, we'll get a job. Dude, if you want a nice Thanksgiving, you want a nice Christmas, go get a job. I don't feel bad for you, not one bit.
10-story apartment building, and I only pay $50 in rent. Does that make you angry? Does that make...
Big back.
Not too mad. Might be a little jealous of your second chin there.
Shots fired! Make you shiver in your boots? Does that make you want to punch me in my face? I paid $50 for a 2-bedroom for my family of 6. With the help of your tax dollars. I just wanted to come on here and thank all the taxpayers for allowing me and my children to eat tonight. We have some... Why you keep dropping your fork? We have some corn on the cob. We have some cube steak and some rice. Thank you guys so...
Bro, what is that? Why does it look like dog food? You're feeding your kids that. You had $3,000 in food stamps and you bought Alpo? You bought the Pedigree wet food? Loki's wet food looks nicer than that.
Much. Thank you. So because of that video I made of my family of 7 living in a 2-bedroom apartment and
family of 6, family of 7. How bad are you at numbers?
Gotcha, bitch. Me only paying $50. Somebody on here was so miserable to go report me that now they gave me an eviction notice for 30 days. So now I need a lawyer. Thanks to y'all taxpayers. that are so mad that you're paying my $50 in rent for my 2-bedroom apartment for...
Nah, it's the food stamps too. It's the food you're putting in that second chin that we're mad at, you know? That's what we're really mad at. It's the fact that you got a full bowling ball face. Big old fat face. Your chin touches your chest. That's the problem that we have. That's why we're upset. Chat, put a 1 in the chat if you agree. I'm upset because we're giving them so much money and they're overweight. You would think people that are getting free food would be skinny. Like, chat, I can buy a lot of food. I could eat a lot of food if I wanted to. I love to eat. Thanksgiving is one of my most favorite holidays. I love to eat. My spirit animal is a Big Mac. Big Mac, okay? Big Mac. I love to eat, but I choose not to. I watch what I put in my gullet. I don't overeat. I'm not gluttonous. Greed. It's something, pot of greed. It's something that, one of the 7 sins, greed? Like, these people exude entitlement and greed. And they wonder why we hate on them.
Family of 7. I don't know how y'all even found out where I live. It's a 10-story apartment building. Y'all found out where I live. Y'all contacted the housing people. I don't know what you said to them, but now me and my family's getting evicted and we're gonna be on the streets. So thanks a lot.
So now after...
Well, I mean, I hate to say it. You should have married your man. Yeah, you shouldn't marry the government. Or you should, here's another one. You should have kept your freaking mouth shut. How about that?
Gotcha, bitch.
Like, shut up. So, okay, switching gears here. This little guy looks like he is freaking snookered. Switching gears here. So, apparently it seems as though, let's see here. See if I can, well, wait a minute. No, that's not it. Y'all know I'm unprofessional, chat. And then I was sick yesterday, so. Let's do this. And let's move this screen over just a smidge here. I appreciate you guys being patient with me. You guys know I'm not a professional. Maybe I'll be a professional at 1 million subscribers, but at 300,000, I feel like I'm just not there, chat. You know what I mean? I'm just not there yet. All right, here we go. Right here. We'll go right there. AT&T customers have 2 weeks left to claim up to $7,500 in a data breach settlement. Millions of consumers' personal information was exposed by a pair of past data breaches that weren't disclosed until 2024, leading the phone company to be court-ordered to pay out $177 million. Well, I'm hoping that you guys have AT&T, and I'm hoping that you guys get to take advantage of that, because I have AT&T, and I'm trying to 877 cash now and get my cash. I'm trying to JG Wentworth that, you know what I mean? 4 baby daddies, and practically only advice needed is to run, my guy. All right, let's see what this is all about.
Hey, how many baby daddies do you even have?
I got 4, 5 next. Damn.
Single mom.
Rough.
Next. And yeah.
What does the Bible say about that?
He says to multiply the earth. And I was married to all of them practically. Except for like 1. Oh, because it was like, 2.
I'm pretty sure I'm like her 6th marriage or something.
Bro, you're my 3rd. Shut up.
That's
3
cap.
strikes and I'm out, bro. I was literally, if I wasn't going to meet him, I was literally done with it. Body done. My youngest is 2.
It's your 3rd marriage. Did you have 4 baby daddies and he's not one of them? So there's 2 out of wedlock. Very against your religion.
It is. I'm not religious. It's not religion. But the thing is that it's because you don't understand unless you read the Bible. Anyways, who cares? God doesn't have
religion.
religion.
Know that he doesn't read the Bible.
Because God was not Catholic. The Romans sent him. He's the one that got on the cross, right? The Romans killed him because they were Catholics. Okay.
Don't look at me. I don't know what this has to do with out of wedlock. Babies.
Wedlock is in the Bible. And you said religion.
You just own it. You have 4 baby daddies and 4 kids, and it's okay. 5 kids, it's okay.
5
just
kids.
Own that shit, bro.
I have 5 kids. Yeah, they're awesome. They're amazing. But the thing is, they all wanted a baby with me. And if you want to have a baby with me and you're married, you want me to stay at home and be a wife, and you want to be a changed man, I'm going for it. But if you
you just accept it like that?
Yep.
What?
Yep,
In a couple of years, that many people?
Yep.
Jesus.
She's a runner. She's a track star.
Bro, that was bad, man. That was a bad one. Oh my God, I saw this clip. Anytime I see, sorry chat, anytime I see a good big back clip, I always got to share this with you guys, chat. This one looks pretty good. All right, let's see what we got here. Sorry, you guys, I'm so unprofessional, chat. I do apologize. This guy apparently rages.
Actually, really like it with the black undershirt as well. So if you are
never say sorry for being what? What does the shirt say?
Black undershirt as well. So if you are self-conscious about your arms, I definitely recommend doing this.
Never say sorry for being you.
Idea because I am.
Oh, real. You're the fakest bitch I know. What do you mean never say sorry for being real?
Dude, that looks like a freaking bed sheet. Hide your arms, baby. How you need to hide your torso. Shots fired. Good Lord. It takes up the whole. I've never seen that 1080p or 1920 by 1080 taking up the whole screen by somebody's freaking torso. God, that's crazy work. That is an insane build. Jesus. Like, where does she shop at? Lane Bryant? Good Lord.
You guys were growing up. What made a woman a hoa?
Okay, let's go back. Grandmas explain what hoes used to be like back in the day.
You guys were growing up. What made a woman a hoa?
When she slept with everybody. She slept with everybody and didn't get money.
How many people?
A lot. One. If she wasn't married, she was a tramp.
It was one back in the day?
Yeah, one was a tramp. More than one was a hoa.
That was the rules?
Wow. One was a tramp, more than one was a whore. Dang, they savage with that. Those grandmas don't play though, man. They don't play. They do not play. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. They're not attracted to you. They just want to compete with her. Ladies, come outside. Is this true?
He's out there
So this lady's talking about how when men are in relationships, women want them more.
You ever notice when a man has a beautiful, gorgeous woman on his arm, suddenly all the other women start paying a lot of attention to him, right? And now he's out there thinking he's turned into some sort of Greek god. And no, she's dating for personality this time. Poor guy's like, damn, everybody's checking me out. I'm so hot. No, sweetie, sit down. They don't want you. I hate to break it to you. They want to compete with her. Because listen.
Yeah, women are like that. The clip's a little low on the volume, so we're going to go ahead and skip it. But women are like that. That's why I say one of the things that women want in men is 6 foot, 6 pack, 6 inches, 6 figures, and other women want him. That's a big thing. It's the mark of the beast with the 666, of course, but it would make sense because women typically aren't the romantic gender. It's men that are. You know, a man would marry a woman who's fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive, no kids, who's on fries at McDonald's. But you can biggity bet Becky with the nice long hair who's hot and pretty is not going to marry Joseph who's on fries at Mickey D's. Shiva and I should have bought a Honda, put it on a t-shirt. It's because men are the real romantic gender. We are. I hate to break it. Now, there are the exceptions. And some of you guys hit me up, Levi, I do this and that, and you say that, this, but I do that. The exception never makes the rule. I have a guy that hits me up every once in a while on IG, and he talks about, I met my wife at a bar, I met my wife at a club, and I'm like, yeah, the exception doesn't make the rule, bro. Like, just because you met a girl that's down for you, that you've been with for a while, doesn't mean that I'm going to recommend most men do that, okay? The exception doesn't make the rule. So the rules are simple, and I don't even make them. I just enforce them, chat. I just enforce them. I don't make them. So let's see here. So here's a clip of Pearl. I like Pearl, man. I'd like to be on her pod.
So you think that women are not more emotional than men?
Men have our emotions in a linear fashion. When we're angry, we're angry. Mm-hmm. When we're sad, we're sad. When we're aroused, we're aroused.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Do I make you randy yet?
When we're happy, we're happy. Women have emotions about their emotions. A woman can be turned on, but she could be ashamed of her being turned on. Mm-hmm. She could be curious about her shame about being turned on. Mm-hmm. She could be happy about her curiosity, about her shame about being turned on. They run in loops. Rather than going linear and running straight.
Oh.
I mean, it totally makes sense. It goes back to my whole philosophy of women and men's minds are just a lot different. And chat, put a 1 in the chat if you agree. I think men's minds are like boxes. Everything's compartmentalized. You want to talk about sports? We pull out the sports box. We talk about sports. You want to talk about dogs? You know what I mean? We pull out the dog box. We talk about dogs. You want to talk about clothes? Etc., etc. But with women, their minds are like a ball of wire. Everything's connected. What they had for breakfast is connected to how the drive was to work, is connected to you not doing something she asked you to do, is connected to, well, what did the kids do, is connected to, I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, is connected to, I saw this on social media, is connected to, do I look fat in this, is connected to, I don't know what to wear. That's what it is. Men are just like, it is what it is. So the whole linear fashion, I get that. But in my mind, it's just because men's minds are compartmentalized. We're like boxes, and that's what it is. And we're just different that way. We're just completely different that way. And there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Bro, I've seen this clip all on the internet. and I gotta ask you guys, chat, because you know there's a lot of guys here. $100,000 a back shot. How many back shots you taking?
If y'all got paid $100,000 per back shot, how many you gonna take?
As many as it takes to give me $2 million.
He said, till I'm tired and I don't get tired.
Yeah, take that shit!
He's like, what the? He ran off.
If y'all
Chat, 100K a back shot. How many you taking? How many you taking? Be for real, bro. Don't cap in here. Don't come around here lying. We don't like liars now. 100K a back shot. How many are you taking? And be for real though, my dildo. How many you taking, bro? I want to know. I really do want to know. How many y'all taking? So you know, sometimes I'll be finding these clips and I'm like, you know, like you see some clips like, this is just for the boys. This one right here is just for the boys. Oh God. Oh God. With the chainsaw in hand. Okay, this is pretty sweet. Some of these get good though. This one, so satisfying. Oh. Look at that. Straight out of Lord of the Rings. Why cut that tree down though? This tree looks massive. As satisfying as this is, I'm like, why are we cutting down these trees? Oh, that shed is cooked. Or can he finesse it? Okay, he only dented it up a little bit. Dang, it's a big tree. Oh, he knew he did a good job. Dang. This is so satisfying, but I also love nature. Some of these trees are probably older than, you know, your grandparents. That was satisfying. That was so satisfying. I'm sorry. I had to play that one. I had to play that one. This chick says, a 304 explains why she rejects bookings from certain men. Words, Levi. Stupid. Words, Levi.
I turn down so many clients who want to see me every single week for these 3 reasons. A lot of people assume that because I sleep with men for money, I will do that with any man who will pay me. But I do actually have somewhat strict standards on who I will accept as clients. Probably the most common reason is that they...
Bro, she looks like Dracula from Hotel Transylvania. I can't even watch the clip anymore. She's too pale. And when they're not loud enough, like I pre-save these chats so like I can be like, oh, okay, maybe this will be a good clip. But then I start playing, I can't even hear it.
I want everybody to take a wild guess how many drinks I paid for tonight. Zero drinks. Does anybody want to take a guess?
You're such a baddie. Yes, queen. You're such a freaking good beggar, baddie. A baddie beggar.
As to how many guys asked for my number? 3. The answer is 3. How many guys asked to come home with me? 2. The answer is 2. How many was I interested in talking to? 0. Why? Because I want to talk to the guy that left me on red. I am uninterested. We literally just went through this situation. I haven't learned my lesson. I want the ones that don't want me. This is definitely an attachment problem.
I think this comes down to... I'll explain it after she talks.
An anxious attachment with the ones that don't want me, and an avoidant attachment with the ones that do. I want guys to want me, I just don't want them all the time. You know? I want obsession, but I need space. But not too much space. I'll take some breadcrumbs.
This is exactly why so many men...
Yeah, so my whole philosophy on this is these women deep down know that they shouldn't be treated well. She said it. I don't want the guys that want me. I don't want the guys that treat me well. I don't want the guys that give me attention. These women deep down, they know that they shouldn't be treated well. They know they should be treated like crap. They should be avoided. They should be ignored. That's why I say... Dude, if you're a younger guy especially, or even in your 30s, don't give these women too much attention. Don't pedestalize them. They don't even want it. Instinctually, they don't want it. You want to know why? Because biologically, women want to know they got the best guy. They got the absolute best guy. And would the best guy show a ton of adoration and obsession for her? No, he wouldn't. Because the best guy, guess what? He can exercise options, brother. He can exercise some options. And so, I hate to say it, but I do things that get results. And a lot of people have given me a lot of flack for this. Well, Levi, that's immoral. That's unethical. That's kind of mean, right? Yeah, but it works, dude. Like if I was going to teach you to do something and say, hey, here's the right way to do it, you know, and you'll get great results. And then I said, hey, here's the wrong way to do it, and you won't get any results. Which one would you choose? Don't worry, I'll wait. You would choose the right way to get results, right? That's why I'm telling you guys. Always exercise your options. As a single guy, you should be talking to 3 to 5 women. Date her for 3 to 5 years before, if you want to get married, before you get married. 3 to 5 years minimum. Kevin Samuels used to talk about 6 months. I think that's when you're in your 40s or maybe even 50s. But if you're anywhere between 20 and 40 right now, date them for 3 to 5 years. You got time, brother. Even if you want kids, make sure she's at a certain age below 35 and you're good. She can have some kids. Women are having kids in their 30s anyways. It's just fine. I know a lot of people right now that got kids in their 30s. Hell, I'm in my 30s and I got kids. But date them for a while, see what's up, before you just bite on something that's not really a good fit. And then also, make her earn it a little bit. Women will respect you more knowing that you got options. As much as women want to talk about, well, he's talking to all these other women and me. I'm still in your mind, though. I'm still in your head. You still think about me. That's why these women always remember the men that did them dirty, but they never remember the men that gave them flowers. Isn't that funny, chat? You know who they talk about the most? The toxic ex. You know who they talk about the least? The nice guy. So you want them to remember you? Sometimes you got to be mean, dude. Hey, don't shoot the messenger here. You know what I'm saying? I don't make the rules. I just enforce them. That's what worked for me. It worked really well for me. All my years of being in that field, it worked really well for me. I'm just telling y'all. Loki, are you finally awake? Do you want some treats? Man was sleeping the whole time. Dock this man a day's pay for napping on the job. Any of y'all seen Blazing Saddles? That's a good one, dude. Such a racist movie, though. That was back in the day when being racist was funny, but you can't be racist anymore. It's not funny. Loki, free. Sit. Free. Go to your place. It's just like I saw that they were doing a Rush Hour 4, which I'm like, yes, please. I love it. There was a lot of racist stuff in that, and it was funny. Look back at the old comedians, Richard Pryor, George Carlin, what's his name? He was a roaster. Was it Don Lemon? What was his name? Maybe not Don Lemon. No, not Don Lemon. That's that stupid Democrat dude. Don Rickles. Dude, Don Rickles, so racist, but hilarious. He had all the, like, he would roast any race. He didn't care. He did not care. But now these days are dead and gone. Everybody's so woke. But I'm hoping we get back to, like, I think it's funny when people make fun of white people. I think it's hilarious. Like, oh, white people don't season their food. You ever been to a white Thanksgiving? Yeah, it's not very seasoned. Cass's black Thanksgiving, her family, way better than mine. I'm telling you right now, bro, way better than mine. I'm living proof of it. There's just certain things, like, yeah, there's certain stereotypes that are really true. And the fact that we can't sit here and just laugh at those things is awful. Ain't that right, Lokes?
Damn.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It was good to have you guys out. Oh, and if you made it this far, don't forget to hype the video. I'd really appreciate that. You hyped it yesterday, and it made me feel a lot better. Bettles. Hype the video, please. But it was good to have you guys out, man. Until next time. Peace.